Sure the children are well taken care of, and that includes having a financial plan. Brian Magid is the vice president of New York Life, and he is talking with us about that today. Brian, we're going to dive straight in. Tell us about some of the biggest mistakes that families make when it comes to financial planning.
Sure, Haddie, and first, thanks for having me. So what's interesting is only 28% of parents out there are focused on having a plan. So should something happen, their kids are taken care of. And I want to use that as a backdrop because we find that the #1 financial mistake people make, it's not having a plan, neglecting a protection first or protecting what matters most mentality, and balancing your long-term financial goals with the day-to-day financial obligations that you have to meet.
And so there was a recent survey that was conducted. What did that survey really reveal about people's or families' attitudes towards financial planning?
The attitude for 2019, it's all about paying down consumer debt. In fact, the #1 priority for parents, paying down that debt. 72% of parents say that's the #1 financial concern and #1 goal. But it's even greater for the younger families, the millennials. 80% of them say that they need to pay down that debt. Now, what's interesting about that is when you have a singular focus, such as paying down debt, and you neglect other planning that needs to happen, that could be very dangerous to a family's overall financial security.
I can definitely empathize with having some debt to pay down as a millennial myself, and student debt is definitely no joke. So for those that are seeking out professional assistance with financial planning, why do you feel like they are more optimistic about the situation?
Well, when you reach out and you work with a professional that's trained, you put together a plan and you make sure that it has that protection first component, that really gives you peace of mind. And when people have peace of mind and they know that when the worst things happen, their family's still going to be taken care of, that really fuels optimism and it just makes them feel better.
So why are millennial families most exposed to like potential financial risk, and what can they do about it?
Sure. According to New York Life's data, only 1 in 10 or 10% of millennials have enough life insurance to cover 100% of their needs. And that's pretty staggering because that means most millennials don't have anything set up. Now, the good thing about millennials, when we find out when they have the time and they can do a little research, they actually feel that having the proper amount of life insurance is a very important goal. And millennials are also the generation that's most receptive to working with a professional. And so what I love about this is if we can really tie those millennials that say this is important and they find a professional expert, they could go down as one of the most protected generations we've ever seen.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Let me know where we can find some more information. I'm going to have to look up this stuff myself.
A great place to start, especially if you want to do some research on your own, go to newyorklife.com. We've got a lot of information there. You can do your research. Plus, with our 12,000 agents across the country that are professionally trained, I'm sure somebody could find somebody to talk to right in their community.
Thank you so much for your time, Brian.
Haddie, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
We'll post this segment on our website at firstcoastliving.net. Be sure to share it with the rest of your family and your friends.